Next guest, my man was born and raised in Greenwood, Mississippi. He attended Greenwood High School. He's currently upcoming Streetwise vendor. I call him the new generation. I want to welcome him back to the show, Mr. Gerald Rollings. What's up, man? Welcome back to the show, my brother.
What's going on, bro?
How you feel?
All right, man.
Hey, Chicago, you saw the picture, right? The intro picture. He stayed clean. He stays clean. This is the new generation. You know, we have all kind of vendors in our organization. As young as 18, as old as 80, and he's right down there on that bottom end, but he is a future hard-working brother. Very, very honored to have you on the show representing the organization. Working a job, you know,
right.
Working a job. Let's talk about that. You know, what does it take to work Streetwise on a daily basis?
Well, you just gotta have good work ethics, man. You gotta stay. I mean, you gotta stay in tune with what you like doing. You know what I'm saying? When you out there, it's a whole different world. You meet all types of people and stuff. So, you know, just stay positive in everything you do when you selling these Streetwise. You know?
Dig that. What do you most like about it, though?
It keeps me with
besides
money.
the money. I was going to say that. It keeps me with money in my pocket. There's nothing wrong with that.
Pocket. I mean, it helps you provide for your family and stuff like that. If you have little ones, it helps put food on the table. I mean, that's what Streetwise all about, giving that person that second chance to get himself together and do what he got to do for himself in life.
That's what's happening for sure. And then so you don't have to be doing anything illegal.
There you go.
You know, and that's for real. But the vendors who do well, like yourself, is what we call they bust and smash those stereotypes. The man, they doing the opposite of the stereotype. I know you have a place to live, and you work very hard to keep that place to live. How do you bust and smash stereotypes out there representing the organization? Besides staying geared up, okay.
Oh man, it's pretty simple, man. You know, when I'm out there, I just be me a lot. You know what I'm saying? When I talk to people, I come to them real, speak to them 100. You know what I'm saying? About a situation we're going through. I don't lie to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I also look at my performance to a person is everything. You know what I'm saying? Once that first look, that tells them a whole lot about you. You know what I'm saying?
That first impression, yeah.
There you go.
And you mentioned, you know, keeping it 100, which means what is real and what's not real. Let's talk about that, because that's a big phrase that's used around a lot. Keeping it 100. How you feel about that? Keeping it 100.
Okay, like say for instance, if you are that type of person that likes to boast about a lot of stuff in your life, you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody really need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't really just keeping it that 100. When you doing stuff for your community, helping your community, helping the brothers that's out there that need your help, and people see that, and you know they see the works that you do for others, that's keeping it 100 within yourself. People see that.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I'm feeling you, man. All right, respect yourself. Respect yourself first.
I mean, respecting yourself, it's like, man, don't think of yourself lower. Think of yourself as a higher being. You know what I'm saying? People always look down at themselves and, you know, the material things in life. You know what I'm saying? People look at all this stuff and they like, you know, they like apply this stuff to their life and that's what they live for. But how can you know, put yourself into a low standards about yourself when it's unnecessary to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I feel you.
You know, that's what.
Now, we had you back on the show. I had to get you back on because young brother be kicking that mad science, you know, and I wanted people to see the type of vendors that we have in our organization. This is definitely the future. Cass is going to make it happen, but he's definitely got a message, and let's talk about that message to the young brothers and sisters. What's that message you got, brother?
Well, the message I have to say to my young brothers and sisters out there, don't give up. I mean, as them being a brother or a sister, man, I know we go through a lot of stuff in life, you know what I'm saying, that gets us down. But be strong. Keep your head up at all times through this storm. We gonna get through it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, now we got this gun and stuff played. We ain't necessarily got to go through that. But, hey, I feel like that's just the way we have been brought up and taught. It was no... You know what I'm saying, leaders to be able to leaders to lead the right people out here. You got people doing all types of stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm trying to tell my brothers and sisters that that's not the way to go, but you know, hey, that's the way they live, you know what I'm saying? only I can be able to tell you so much, but it's up to the person to take hold of what I'm telling them and run with it.
But if you continue to do what you're doing, somebody's going to hear you, and it's going to take a chain reaction. So it's got to start somewhere, and that's why I take my hat off to a brother like you that is serious about it. He's keeping it 100, and don't stop it, because if you continue to talk to people, it's going to sink in, and they need to talk to others, they need to talk to others, and it's going to spread on. Keeping the head up at all times, you talk about that a lot. You know, and we talk about that when you out there selling that magazine and you out there in front of the community, man, raise your head up, stick your chest up, stand up straight, and be proud to be part of the organization.
I tell a lot of brothers that when they out there in them streets, man, I'm like, you know, they always think that, okay, this gangbanging life is barely it's the way to go in life, you know what I'm saying? But they're just a person that's thinking in their lower self, you know what I'm saying, not in the higher power being of themselves, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, yeah, this one time, this life is, this gangbanging life, basically, it's all about the organization, you know what I'm saying, helping your community out, but it's not like that no more. Things change, you know what I'm saying, now it's the young generation that's messing up the game, so it's for the people who started this to help them young ones get on the right track again, you know what I'm saying, so it always starts from us, the ones who started this.
And that's right. And so I want you to keep doing what you're doing, man. And I'm glad you made it back on this show, man, to kick that real science and keep it in 100. Chicago, this is the future Streetwise young brothers, and we have young sisters in our organization wanting to work. A lot of doors getting slammed in their face. We give them the opportunity. They taking the ball and running with it and working it like a job and really running a business. You have a lot of customers that support you on a daily basis.
Man, too many to even count.
And it keeps on going. And I know you want to give a big shout out to them.
Oh yeah, I want to give a shout out to a lot of my Streetwise vendors that's out there. I don't know your names, but y'all know who y'all is. So I just want to say thank y'all for supporting me and helping me do the things I need to do to support my family. And my moms, my sister and brothers, I see y'all out there too. Y'all, you know, I told y'all I was gonna be on the show. If y'all watching, I want to say hi. I love y'all too. You know what I'm saying? And the Streetwise business too.
That's what's happening.
This is a family.
Hey, check it out. We're gonna have you back. Thanks, Gerald, for being on the show. That's my man, Gerald Rollings, on StreetWise StreetScene. Check him out. I like that suit. You know what? He dresses like that when he's selling his magazine. You saw him geared up on the show today, but you see that suit on? That's how he represents on the street. Hey, big shout out to that brother, and he has a definitely future. He's going to use Streetwise and move on. He's going to be coming back to help a lot of the brothers. I really definitely feel that about Gerald Rollings. Chicago, this is a job opportunity. Chicago is a work, so can you. Be a Streetwise vendor. Come on down to our facility, 4554 North Broadway. We're in Uptown. We hold orientation every Monday and Thursday at 10 o'clock. Come on down, take the orientation. We're going to get you started working that day. Okay, Chicago. Now, my next guest, that's right, got him back on the show. I call him Jerome White. Hey, born and raised in Chicago, the near North area. He attended Waller High School, certified paralegal and senior investigator. I want to welcome back to the show my big brother, Jerome White. Welcome back to the show, man.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have this opportunity to use your set as a soapbox. You know?
And it's always open to you, my brother.
Okay.
We left off the last time, right? We was talking about a lot of different topics, and you know, when you say your soapbox, this is a platform for a brother like you to share your experience and your point of views. You know, we talked about the school system, but really a little bit of background about you. You know, 26 years, man. Let's start with that.
I was in penitentiary, in prison for 26 years. I've been home 4, actually 5. I worked for 6 different law firms as a paralegal, case investigator. I have my own business boarding up foreclosed homes. I'm also trying to bring an element to help stop this violence in the streets.
Okay.
You know, while I was in prison, I had a son. He was a GD. Another GD killed him. The GD that killed him came into the system and asked me for some tobacco, not knowing who I was. One of the guys that was with me said to me, "Man, you want to get dude?" He was referring to getting him for what he did to my son. And my question that I posed to him was, when will we stop getting each other? At what point do we hook up and understand that it's a bigger situation? since I've been home, my soul, the fabric of my soul has been tearing because every time I turn on the television, I'm experiencing what I experienced in 94. That's when my son got killed. And from 94 to 2013, that same scenario is still playing out. And the powers to be do nothing about it. When I was in prison, I didn't feel no leaders, allegedly black leaders. And I'm looking at kids coming into a system that did what they did, but they didn't understand the consequences. And we looking at the Chicago public school, people up in arms about not closing the Chicago public school. At the end of the day, they only talking about 49. Mm-hmm. The 49 schools that they talking about closing was in areas where I grew up at, Cabrini Green. Okay. They knocked down them projects, so the schools there, they don't have no filter. They don't feed them no more. Equally important, each school that they labeling probably was built before 1963.
And I got a lot from you the last time. You was talking about a lot of them was infested with asbestos, right? And they said might as well have been torn down.
Right. I mean, they did the asbestos abatement removal, which is costing a pretty penny. And then now you're looking at, if you go to Creek, Illinois, and look at their high school, it looks like a campus. You go to Gage Park, I got to go through metal detectors. You know what I'm saying? And then the kids in the schools that they want to close down, it's not appropriate. It's a dinosaur. They don't have the appropriate libraries. And then they don't even track the kids. I can see them wanting to argue about not closing the school if they can show something tangible or measurable. And they don't do that.
Now, when you were speaking a little bit earlier, we talked about some of the leadership and, the lack of knowledge to the cause and effect of the violence that's taking place in our youth. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that lack of knowledge to the cause and effect. There's a cause and effect, to the violence in our youth.
Well, it's like this, man. When you see the gunplay in our communities, they saying that it's gang related. And it's really not. You got a GD, a vice lord, and a soul clicking. It's about who got them drugs. And when you got the drugs, you got to have that land. In order to get that land, you got to make the pistol plays. That's where it comes from. Somebody trying to get that land so they can eat, so they can sell this work. You understand that? That's how they come. And then you got to understand that a lot of these guys that's selling drugs, they not into it for the glory. They into it to eat. When you see the little drum boys on the corner of 79th or about a Dan Rand, they beating the drum. They beating them buckets. And that message in that bucket is saying, I should be in somebody's computer class. I should be in somebody's engineer class. And if they lucky by the general, and this is how I pay my tithes. If they lucky, they gonna make $18 a day from the generosity of me putting a quarter, other people putting quarters in that in their bucket. On that same corner, you got another ethnic group, and I'm not mad at any ethnic groups. They doing what they do. Get that money. Get that money, even if it's off of us. But on that same corner, you got some people that's making $18 an hour that can sustain a lifestyle. You understand? And then you got these preachers, and I know I might be going too fast, but you got a mega church every 4 miles.
Okay, well let's keep this real. I mean, for instance, I'll put it out there. How do you feel about let's say Father Flaker then? Someone that's in the trenches. I mean, what is some of the solutions? How do you feel about Father Flaker?
I want to say him and others that's trying to represent us that they doing what they know. You know what I'm saying? At first I wanted to badger them because I'm saying you paralyzing. You paralyzing the community. Here this brother, Father Flager, and I believe that he got a good heart. He just don't have the knowledge.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Here he's going around picketing some Arabs, because Arab stores, because they selling loose cigarettes. And that's it. But really, a lot of stores in our community selling third grade food, bringing in guns, trying to sex our sisters, the whole 9 yards. This brother, Father Flager, or Flanagan, whatever his name is, on 78th, he got 150 supporters and marched against these people telling the Arabs. They telling the Arabs, look, we need y'all to stop selling loose cigarettes, but more than that, we want y'all to hire a black person. And I couldn't wrap my mind around that. When that Arab first of all, you shouldn't dictate what he need to do. If he doing something illegal, put the police on him. Second of all, they ain't trying to pay no black man.
So let's talk about solutions then, okay? From your point of view and from your experience, solutions on some of this violence that's taking place in our youth.
Well, we got to understand the cause and effect. It's all about economics. You know what I'm saying? Again, when you see the gunplay, the majority of the time when you see the gunplay, it's about them drugs. But the powers to be a label that's gang related.
Okay.
And it's not. So now when you look at how can I step to a young man and say, hey man, stop selling drugs. I can't do that if I can't show him how to supplement that drug money. Because a lot of studs, I asked one little brother, said, man, why is you selling drugs? He said, because my grandmama need medicine. So it ain't all about the glory. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking at solutions, I think
education, jobs, solutions.
Right. You know, I'm baffled by the fact that we don't have no black banks. I'm baffled by the fact that churches make more money than third world countries. You understand? These black churches annually make more money than third world countries, but they don't do nothing with it. And they're march, and these are the preachers. And I'm talking to the audience. I'm talking to the mothers and the fathers that feel the pain of these kids getting killed.
Okay.
The little girl that got killed with the little guy, and Obama them came down to see her. The powers to be took the parents of that girl and started taking her and the father and the mother to gun legislation. When that ain't even the issue. You know, the track should be, where can we put our kids? One person wanted me to partner with them to help put together a faith-based youth ministry. And they were saying $15 million to do this. I refused to get involved because I'm saying 7 of the $15 million going to the architect.
Okay.
Then you got to take some more of that money to feed your staff. But equally important, you do not track the kids that you coming through that system. We got enough YMCAs, we got enough park districts, we got enough boys clubs. Enhance them. Stop. I don't want another basketball player.
So listen, check this out, man. So we gonna get together, get some solutions. We gonna get some plans together. Best way somebody can contact you and work with you. Let's get an email address out there.
White Jerome at rocketmail.com.
Repeat that for him.
White Jerome, WHITEJEROME at rocketmail.com.
So it's a lot of brothers and sisters out there that think like this brother. You know, much love to you. I respect you. I respect your views, man. You sure got a lot to give, man.
And I would like to say this.
Brothers out there
I would like to say this. The next time you ask me the solutions, and we really don't have the time, but that is a critical question, and I would like to share my solutions. Everybody talk about problems, but when it comes to the solutions of it, and this is why I'm here. I just don't have enough time now because I see you got you got a beautiful staff here going. And one of the things, let me say this, one of the things that made me embrace StreetWise is because of the mission statement.
Right.
I'm serious about mission statements. When you look at the Department of Corrections mission statement, they say we sentence the offender with the objective of restoring him to citizenship. When you look at the Illinois Constitution, Article 1, Section 11, it mirrors that mission statement. We sentence the offender with the objective of restoring him to citizenship. I didn't get any of that. I'm a struggling success story. It's more easy for me to sell drugs than it is for me to start my own business. You understand? When I leave here, I might pull a stunt. No, I'm just playing. Y'all don't go like that.
Hey, you got it live. Let's communicate with this brother. You heard it real live on StreetWise StreetScene. I want to thank my brother Jerome White for coming. Hey, we're going to have him back because he got a lot to give. Chicago.
Peace.
All right, that's my brother Jerome White. Chicago goes to work. So can you become a StreetWise vendor? We're going to help you get started. Now, Chicago StreetWise StreetScene is a real cutting edge show. We like to keep it real. We like to do what we have to do. As far as an organization, and my next